bringing you the latest from Utah State University's Uinta Basin Regional Campus. This is Aggie Update. Now, here's your host, Bob Peterson.
Welcome to Aggie Update. I'm Bob Peterson. On this week's show, I'm joined by Dr. Robert Behunin, Assistant to the President for Special Projects. It's good to have you here, Rob.
It's good to be here, Bob. Thanks for having me back.
We're used to being on the radio sometimes, so it's a little different to be here looking at each other, knowing people are watching us. So
that's true.
You were on not too long ago, Rob, and this is a special occasion to bring you in and talk about an upcoming event that's soon to happen, and that's the opening of the Bingham Entrepreneur and Energy Research Center. That's a mouthful.
You said it just great. It is. That gets a little hard to manipulate. That's kind of a chewy phrase, but I think we're going to try to rebrand it the Bingham Research Center. So
shorten it up a little bit.
Shorten it up a little bit. So
Here we are towards the end of July, and as viewers watch this, they may watch it before and after we move in to the building. But let's talk about, you could talk all day about this project. You've been so much involved, and it's such a good thing for our community. But let's talk about the initial move-in and what's to come with that move-in date.
I think that's important because there's going to be a little dysfunctionality going on with Utah State in the next week or so. We're vacating our Highway 40 building, but it's not going to be completely empty. I mean, we're going to have some things that will happen and go on in there. I think some folks will see some surprises that things that will be coming in. But we're moving from there to the Bingham Center, August 2nd and 3rd. So we got some strapping young guys coming in to help us. And the faculty's been a little resistant about boxing up their own books. We just have to kind of put that plug in.
It's summertime, but they're getting active.
That's right. There's bubble wrap and boxes all over the Highway 40 building. It's really quite exciting, and maybe that seems trivial to some. But for us, and especially, you and me, we've been through this process now for 7 years, watching this community grow and take shape. Going into a world-class research facility August 2nd and 3rd it's just absolutely amazing. So, got a few logistical things to run. The registration folks, your group, will be moving over that first week, and by August 4th or 5th, they should be just about ready to take students. So, students can start coming in that next week, which would be, the 9th of August, Monday, and they'll be in the new building and can start registering. And we're going to tape off a few hallways as we move in some really high-end, scientific equipment that'll be coming in. So access to the entire building won't be there, but registration corridor, student services, your advising group, they'll all be, I think, ready to go the second week of August.
And there's other entities moving into that building as well. It is on our USU campus.
It is.
But we have partners in place, and that you're right there and leading the way with all these other entities. Just for a moment, talk about who those players are and how that affects what we do from the academic component of it in our courses.
Appreciate that. First and foremost, I think people may or may not realize, but the Uinta Transportation District, the Special Service District, Sherry McCurdy and Chelsea and that crew, they're actually going to have a spot in our building. And they're a community partner. They built the roads, those beautiful roads, and put in the street lights, and in conjunction with Vernal City, Uinta County, they have done all of that. So they have a home there and are part of our future going forward. So they'll be in there. We have Oil Shale Exploration Company, OSEC. Sounds a lot like OPEC, but it's not. It's OSEC. And they are going to have a full geological library in there, and they'll be housed there. Idaho National Lab will have an office space there. They have a high bay research space that is, again, state-of-the-art. I imagine they'll be bringing in their large oil shale and tar sand centrifuge to do some experiments with. So, Energy Dynamics Lab from Utah State, newly formed, they'll be there as well. So lots of great folks coming in to affect what we're doing. So.
And for the students, just to remind you that come August 30th, you'll be in there for your first week of classes, for first semester of classes. So as Dr. Behunin was saying, registration, advising, all those things are going to be moving in here shortly. So it's been pretty exciting to talk about students and talking about their classes. And in one breath, you're saying, okay, it's upstairs. No, it's over in the new building.
That's right.
And they're like, oh, we get to go in the new building? Yeah, August 30th, so for fall semester. So there'll be a lot of people there with us and all engaged in doing some great things, all from Utah State University, and we're excited.
Right.
When we come back, we're going to go to a break right now, but when we come back, we'll talk more about the classes, the courses being delivered there, the programs, and the upcoming ribbon cutting that will celebrate this great event. Welcome back to Aggie Update. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Robert Behunin, Assistant to the President for Special Projects. Rob, before we go into talking about the courses and the degree programs, which we have plenty of, let's talk about the energy and the research component of that building and what it means to us here in the Basin.
Great. Well, the last couple of days, I've sat around the table of some leading scientists, and we brought them out to the Uinta Basin. They sat here in Vernal, and there's some amazing people sitting around the table. There were 8 top scientists. For such a long time, it's been you and me and Marilyn, and we brought in Mark Raymond, who's now commissioner, who was our first U-Star hire. We brought in Kevin Shurtleff, who was our second U-Star hire, and Kevin was sort of transitory. He went out and back and forth to Salt Lake and Logan and everything, but now we actually have people that we've hired that are moving to the Uinta Basin, that are going to live here with us and be our scientists in this new energy research center. And we're sitting around with this group. I mean, these are PhDs in physical chemistry. Mark Mansfield, who's a home boy, yeah, exactly. Pictures up in the Uinta High School Hall of Fame up there. Mark's coming back from Hoboken, New Jersey. He's a specialist in chemical modeling and polymers and those sorts of things. We have some other folks that we'll be announcing as well, but sitting around that table, we're trying to define what this research profile looks like. And the question was asked of me, Rob, how would you define success, for this group as we move forward? And we're talking about an $8.5 million budget that's being deployed here that we've never had before. And I just looked around the table and said, for me, this is success.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years ago, I never would have seen 8 top scientists coming to Vernal, buying homes, doing those sorts of things, and influence what we're doing in energy and environmental research. So, huge successes, and we're just going to see more of that. I wish everybody could have been there in that meeting to see that. It was really quite amazing.
Well, and oftentimes students and the community at large will see the buildings and they'll think, well, that's USU and that's housing the classrooms and the programs. Yes.
Yes.
But by far the major part of that building, all that inside laboratory space, is going to be where these scientists are going to be, and they're going to be doing some great things for the whole basin,
that's exactly
for our
right.
economy.
State of Utah.
And it's a great addition to the academic component of it, because a lot of those people could be teaching some of our classes.
That's true.
There will be students engaged in energy research here in the basin, and I think bottom line, that's what it says. It talks about the energy component we have here in the basin, and what a great addition
it is
to our community.
This facility is intended to leverage the energy development to therefore bolster the educational enhancement and the economic development. So everybody's out there that's working their guts out in the oil and gas field and in innovating new ideas with unconventional fossil fuels and next generation fossil fuels. Those types of things will be emerging out of this, and the goal is to move all that forward. So the 3 labs are environmental, nexus, unconventional fuels, and hybrid energy systems. And we'll talk more about those maybe in another episode.
We're talking about the Bingham Entrepreneur Energy Research Center, partially brought here by the good efforts of Mark and Debbie Bingham for their generous donation, as well as through county and other funds that you've been involved in. In the closing minute, Rob, we're talking about getting ready to move in for classes. Just a quick point, the building next to us, the UBATC building, which USU is also partner in. Yeah. Classes will be held in that building as well, so as we get to talk to students and advising them about their courses and where they'll be attending, they'll be in both buildings.
Right.
And we'll have all that worked out for the students. It's exciting. There's also going to be a ribbon cutting that's going to really celebrate that event later in September. In the closing minute, 30 seconds, let's talk about it.
September 24th, 11 o'clock, public grand opening. The governor will be there. The director of the Idaho National Lab will be there. All of our political representatives will be there. It's going to be a huge event. Ice cream and cookies and great time. So
I think the address is something to do with Aggie Boulevard?
320 North Aggie Boulevard.
Thank you, Rob, for being here, and
Thanks,
I'm
Bob.
sure we'll join each other again and revisit this topic.
Appreciate it.
For more information about today's topic, visit our website at uintabasin.usu.edu. And that's all we have for now. We'll see you next time on the Aggie Update.